Hello, it's Eliza Bloom Robinson here, live with Eliza. It is evening time. Some of you, it's getting pretty late because it's 8:30 here Pacific time. So if you're up and you're watching live, how great is that? Thank you for being here. And if you're catching the replay, just adjusting this a little bit, catching the replay, it's great to see you in the replay. Excuse me. Title of this live is Back to the Basics. Hey Margie, how great to see you. It's late where you are. I'm glad you're here. Back to the basics. I have been doing my spiritual work for a really long time. Hey Felicia, good to see you too. Hey, it's my Dream Builders. And life has been going really well, and I've talked about in some of my blogs and in my email that went out earlier today that in the last month or so I hit a wall. Let's just say that. I hit a wall. I got fired by my coach. I kind of was going, pushing, and things were not working well. And what I teach and what I recommend, and sometimes when I remember, what I practice is if you're hitting up against the wall, there's one of two things going on. One is the universe is saying just stop. Or two, you might be coming up against an edge that you need to break through, that you're being called to break through. At that edge, we call it the green growing edge of our awareness, of our consciousness. One of my first coaches called it trouble at the border, between where you are and where you want to be. There is a place here. There's a place between where you are and where you want to be that you have to transcend. Those of us who have been teaching this for a long time are masters at helping other people navigate this. Give me a heart if you know how to help other people navigate this, right? I know you do, because it's what we do. I help people navigate this place. I help people identify it, put a name on it, and then get beyond it. But sometimes for ourselves, and I'll speak for myself, sometimes for myself, it's a little hard to know. Or my experience in the last few months is it's a little hard for me to know. I'm not trusting my inner guidance. I'm hearing it or I'm not hearing it. Is it mine to push through? Is it mine to stop? But I get a divine idea and then I let my ego or my mind get a hold of it. And so I hear something, somebody says you should do this, and I'm like, that feels like a really good idea. And then I go and I push 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 and I push, and nothing's happened except I'm getting frustrated. That's the time to pull back. To stop. What I'm talking about tonight is back to the basics. Go back to the basics. The basics for tonight is this. Take a breath, right? Take a breath. Take a holy breath. Drop your shoulders, open your chest, open your palms, shake it off. Back up a couple of steps, because when you're right up against the wall, you can't see anything. But if your wall is here and you can back up even just a little ways, you can often find a way under it, around it, through it, over it, in ways and possibilities that you couldn't see when it was right here. So take a breath, back up, close your outer eyes, close your mind, and drop back down into the soul of your being. Drop back down into your heart of hearts, into your spiritual heart, and connect from your own heart, if you're an entrepreneur, with the soul of your business. And have a dialogue there. What's going on? Are we being called to stretch? Are we being called to back off? Are we being called to a new direction? Sometimes when things don't work, we're on the wrong path. And all we have to do is just swivel. A couple degrees sometimes, 180 sometimes. Just swivel and the pathway opens up. I've had that happen more times than I can even count. So for me, back to the basics is what I call open heart meditation. And I'm offering that again, and I'm offering that more frequently. It is been a foundational piece of my personal work and my work in the world since 2010, when I had an experience that exploded my heart, basically imploded my heart, exploded my heart, and I was given this technique and this vein of spirit, this particular current that serves really, really well, and it's all about love, and it's all about surrender, and it's all about serving creation. And so I came into that work, and I started developing my own version of that work back in 2010. And I've never left it, but it has taken a back seat. And so back to basics is just offer it. Keep offering it. Keep offering it. I've got 3 scheduled here locally in the Mesa area. If you're local, let me know. I can get you details about that. I've got one scheduled, had one a couple weeks ago. I've got one scheduled this Wednesday night. And I'm pricing it really, really super easy. I'm pricing it at just $30. And if money is an issue for you, you just let me know, and we'll figure out, we'll make a plan. But it's only $30, and what you will get in this Back to the Basics is you will get a 45-minute session, and you will reconnect with your heart, with your soul. You will reconnect your heart and soul to that which is greater, to your essence, to your purpose, to your divine beingness, to your divine purpose. You will reconnect. Across the board, people who have this experience come back with, when I ask them to describe how they feel, they say, oh, relaxed, calm, clear, at peace. I did a little portion of this work a couple months ago at this leadership conference I was a speaker at, and there were 60 or 70 women in the room, and a man, but mostly women, and I gave them just a little snippet of this work, and I took them, I was able to facilitate them. I didn't do anything, I just guide them, right? You all do your own work, but to guide them from the busyness. It was a leadership conference, there was lots of ideas, there was lots of thinking, there were high-powered, successful women in this conference, and they were all, not all of them, lots of type A's, if you know what I mean. And so we did this little tiny short process, and across the board, the same thing. One woman said, I'm quiet. I said, is that unusual for you? She goes, I'm never quiet. Ask my friends, I'm never ever quiet. My body's never still. My mouth is always moving. My brain is always running, and I feel quiet. The magic of landing in that place is it wipes your slate clean. It backs you away from the wall so that you can connect to your greater wisdom. From that place, you can take a breath. From that place, in your open heart, you can allow yourself, you will become filled. Every cell in your being will be permeated and penetrated with love and light and peace and calm. And from that place, you'll be able to ask, what is my next step? What is the one thing that I can do that will cause everything else to fall into place? So in doing this work, you can do it once and it's brilliant. But in doing this work over time, the potency grows because the field of consciousness grows. And so I'm offering this. The next one is Thursday evening at 7 p.m. Central Time. And I'm going to be offering one a week at a variety of different times and places. And I invite you to participate with me. I encourage you to participate with me. I offer a most sacred invitation into the sacred space of your own open heart through an open heart meditation. I invite you, when it gets busy and crazy in your brain and out there in the world, to come back to the basics. Drink water, stretch, move your body, meditate, get some rest, take a breath, take a step back. And when you do that, the doors will open, the windows will open, all that your heart desires will appear as if magically because it's already here. We just open the pathways. We open the consciousness to be able to see it and to be able to receive it. I'm Eliza Bloom Robinson, Transformational Catalyst, and your host and your guide in the next upcoming weeks as we dive deep into an open heart meditation experience. I so hope that you join me. Would love your comments. I would love to hear from you, and the link is right up above in the description. So I'll see you around real soon. Bye-bye, everybody. Mwah.